Following the not guilty ruling last week, Republicans in Congress have been falling over themselves to get to the right wing's newest star and to have him be part of their congressional staff. Because of course they would. Now, according to reports, Kyle Rittenhouse has been mentioned as a possible intern by 4 different Republicans in Congress and possibly more. And who knows if Donald Trump has asked Kyle Rittenhouse to be his running mate. I don't know. You never know. Which he wouldn't be eligible. I know that. But you never know. Trump probably doesn't know that. So let me give you the names of the people we know. Representative Lauren Boebert, of course, Madison Cawthorn, Matt Gaetz, and Paul Gosar. They're all fighting and squabbling with each other over a chance to recruit Rittenhouse to give him an internship in their office. Wow. In fact, I want to go to Lauren Boebert here, who's going to go after Madison Cawthorn. And of course, she's going to punch down.
Now, I do have some colleagues on the Hill who have, just like me, offered Kyle Rittenhouse an internship in their office. And, Madison Cawthorn, he said that he would arm wrestle me for this Kyle Rittenhouse internship. But Madison Cawthorn has some pretty big guns. And so I would like to challenge him to a sprint instead. Let's make this fair.
And she's talking about guns. But no, not those guns. So that's kind of gross. Because, look, I know it's a joke, right? But Madison Cawthorn is confined to a wheelchair. I know conservative humor is all about like, oh, I'm going to punch down at you. All they do is punch down at each other, and they think it's funny. Okay, right. So now let's just look at the reason, of course. The only reason they want Kyle is because Kyle shot 3 people. Whether you think that his actions were in self-defense or that he went there to cause trouble, it doesn't matter. Nobody should think that this guy's a hero. Nobody should be turning this guy into and elevating him into an icon. And that's what they're doing, though. That's what they're doing. The entire situation is a tragedy. 3 people are dead. I'm sorry, 2 people are dead, and 1 has been massively injured. Yet lots of people, apparently they keep trying to cash in on this, on the right, and what they want to do. And look, here's what I see. They want to take this guy, this kid, elevate him, use him for their advantage, and then when they're done with him, dump him for the next one. And by the way, I'm saying that not because I care about what happens to Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't give a shit about him. My thoughts are very clear on him. I think he's a moron. I think he's an idiot, a gullible dupe. He's been propagandized by the right. He is a cop LARPer. He is a vigilante wannabe. And worst of all, he's a killer. The people that he shot and killed, they're never coming back. They're dead. But it's so transparent what the right wing, what these gross right-wing congressmen are doing. They want to give him a job because, again, he shot people that he thought were left-wingers at a protest. Oh, they love it. They love it. They're like, oh, yes, you shoot people? Yeah, I don't care who they are. Yeah. I mean, bonus points if they're black, but even if they're white left-wingers, yeah, we shoot them. Yeah, we love this. Yeah. And again, that's the pathology. They hate the left so much that they want this guy who shot left-wingers to be the next right-wing intern / maybe even colleague. I think they're grooming him. Now, speaking of people who groom, here's Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz tweeted, Kyle Rittenhouse will probably make a pretty good congressional intern. You got Paul Gosar, another weirdo, who wanted to arm wrestle Matt Gaetz in order to have dibs on getting Kyle as an intern. And by the way, Rittenhouse hadn't agreed to any of this, by the way. That's not to say that he won't and that he might cash in. You don't know. We don't know yet. There was a documentary that was made, but he says, oh, no, I didn't get paid for that. Right. Okay, we don't know for sure. I didn't see any money exchange hands, and until I have proof of that, we have a speculation that he has gotten any money. He did raise $2 million from his supporters for his legal fees. So there's that. Now, Madison Cawthorn, as I mentioned as well, posted an Instagram story with a caption that read, Kyle, if you want an internship, reach out to me. So these are all disgusting people. There's no good people here. There's no good guys. In fact, at that point, Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer, the one who helped him prove his self-defense claims, right, in court to the jury, well, he had it. He did not like this at all. Okay. Now, in an interview with Insider, Mark Richards said there's a lot of people trying to profit on this, and I don't think people should. They're raising money on it, and you have all these Republican congressmen saying, come work for me. They want to trade in his celebrity, and I think it's disgusting. Richards also went after Donald Trump Jr. for encouraging people to support Gun Owners of America, a gun rights organization that said it would award an AR-15 to Kyle Rittenhouse. He said of Donald Trump Jr., quote, he's an idiot. I don't have to expand on that because it speaks for itself. And also added later on, I should say hours after the verdict, he went on CNN and said, look, there's too many guns in our society. I wish our society wasn't perceived as being so dangerous that people needed to arm themselves. So look, that was Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer basically saying, hey, look, these right-wing narratives, these are ridiculous. And the people that are trying to profit off them on the right wing, they're also ridiculous. I mean, when his lawyer is slamming this, it's serious. You do. Now, and this is, by the way, a good, different way to show the differences between the right and left. Okay, so the left, for example, praises people who do good, who fight injustice, right? People like Greta Thunberg, right, who's pushing back against feckless, supposedly liberal politicians that are doing absolutely nothing at climate change as the world burns. Not only that, but we also tend to elevate people who are victims of injustice. For example, George Floyd, massive victim of injustice. Eric Garner, massive victim of injustice. Literally, choked to death by police officers for, selling loose cigarettes. George Floyd had a counterfeit $20 bill. He was murdered. Jacob Blake, which started the whole Kenosha thing, was walking away from a police officer when he was shot in the back. Victims of injustice. The right, however, you look at who they elevate as their heroes. People who say the worst, most disgusting, crass things. That immigrants are rapists, murderers. But some of them, I assume, are good people. To be fair, yeah. Or people who kill other people. That's what they do. Justified or not, the right wing praises death. They are a death hope. But there is a big difference, though, by the way, in that. And you can get into more nuance as well about the kinds of people who defend themselves the right wing defends. You see, they only defend people who do self-defense if they're white. You never hear any stories about black gun owners who are defending themselves, whether it's, Kenneth Walker, right, who was Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, who, you remember the story, defended himself against plainclothes police officers who did a no-knock raid on that apartment and shot it up, killing Breonna Taylor. Walker defended himself by firing at people who he thought were armed burglars. Now, did the right celebrate his right to self-defense like they did Rittenhouse? No, of course not. Of course not. They demonized him. They demonized Ahmaud Arbery. the lawyer for the McMichaels had talked about his long, dirty toenails. No, they demonize black people, even if they do legitimately defend themselves with weapons, with guns, because they're racist and they're obsessed with death. Death cult. And I know Rittenhouse shot white people, but he did so at a Black Lives Matter event. But even they find that okay, because hey, look, those people were probably on the left, so that's okay. No, understand though that at the end of the day, Rittenhouse, the obsession with Rittenhouse from the right wing is just spectacle. That's all it is. Rittenhouse, the entire trial, they looked at it as this. He triggers the libs. He triggers the libs. You get a lot of attention, a lot of division. We're all fighting with each other. That's great. And so obviously, right-wing politicians, we got to have them. Oh, yeah, we got to invite him to Mar-a-Lago. It's Donald Trump. Got to bring him on Tucker Carlson, first thing. And then we got to have him work for us. It's not about qualification. Not about qualification. It's not about like what you've learned, and how effective you would be as a congressional intern, how well you could do the job. No, it's all about, oh, you shot people? You killed people? I love the idea of killing somebody, even though I'm going to be too much of a coward to do so anyway, because if I really want to kill people, I joined the military because we're always bombing brown people. But no, I'm too much of a coward to do that. But we love the guy who did. We love the people who kill people. Oh yes, and so we got to have them. We got to have them. Let them fight. I say, let them fight over this terrible person. Let them just expose them how empty and childish they are, and about how they never cared, ever, about doing anything to help the average American person, the average American worker. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.